Hunting is a tradition that demands respect for the land, for the animals, and for the gear you carry into the field. Whether you're stalking whitetail in thick timber or glassing elk on a ridge line, the caliber you choose isn't just a number stamped on the barrel, it's a decision that can make or break the hunt. But let's be honest, some people out there make really questionable choices. And we're not talking about beginners learning the ropes, we're talking about folks who show up to hunt deer with something better suited for a war zone, or who try to take down a bear with a glorified pellet gun. Yeah, it gets that bad. So today, we're diving into the worst of the worst. The cartridges that are either totally overkill, laughably underpowered, or just flat out ridiculous for hunting. This isn't just about being inefficient, some of these picks are dangerous, unethical, and make the rest of us look bad. If you've ever looked at someone's rifle at camp and thought, "Are you serious?" This one's for you. These are 5 calibers only idiots choose for hunting, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what not to bring into the woods. Number 5. .458 Winchester Magnum. The .458 Winchester Magnum was designed in the 1950s to give hunters a powerful, affordable option for taking down dangerous game in Africa. It packs a serious punch, launching a massive 500-grain bullet at around 2,100 feet per second. That kind of power is no joke, it's more than enough to stop a charging Cape buffalo or elephant in their tracks. But here's the thing, unless you're hunting big game on safari, the .458 Win Mag is total overkill. In North America, there's almost no practical reason to use this caliber. It's wildly excessive for deer, elk, or even moose. The recoil is brutal, the rifles are heavy, and ammo isn't exactly cheap or easy to find. Worst of all, using a cartridge this powerful for medium-sized game can destroy way too much meat a waste by any hunter's standards. Some people bring out the .458 for bragging rights or because they think bigger automatically means better. But in most real-world hunting situations, it's just the wrong tool for the job. Unless you're headed to Africa for a serious big game hunt, leave the .458 Win Mag at home. Your shoulder and your meat freezer will thank you. Number 4. 6mm Remington. The 6mm Remington is one of those cartridges that had a lot of potential on paper but never quite took off like it should have. Originally introduced in the 1950s as a flat-shooting, high-velocity round for varmint and medium game hunting, it was capable of firing a 100-grain bullet at speeds over 3,100 feet per second. Sounds great, right? Well, not so fast. The biggest issue with the 6mm Remington wasn't performance, it was poor timing and marketing. It got overshadowed by the .243 Winchester, which hit the market around the same time but had the backing of Winchester's popular rifles. As a result, the .243 became the go-to choice for young hunters, while the 6mm Remington faded into the background. Beyond popularity, there are some real-world drawbacks. Ammo is hard to find and expensive compared to more mainstream calibers. Barrel twist rates on early rifles weren't ideal for heavier bullets, which limited performance on larger game. And if you're not a reloader, good luck finding a box of 6mm Remington at your local sporting goods store. Number 3. .444 Marlin. The .444 Marlin was introduced in the mid-1960s as a powerhouse lever-action cartridge, aimed at hunters who wanted big bore performance without stepping into the punishing recoil of rounds like the .4570. On paper, it delivered throwing a 240 to 300 grain bullet with plenty of energy for deer, bear, and even moose at close ranges. But in reality, the .444 Marlin lives in a weird middle ground where it's not the best at anything. Its biggest flaw? Limited range and bullet selection. The .444 is accurate enough out to about 150 yards, but after that, its trajectory drops fast. It also struggles with heavier, modern projectiles, especially compared to the far more versatile .4570 Government, which has seen a massive resurgence thanks to better ammo options and modern rifle builds. Add to that the fact that .444 Marlin ammo isn't exactly sitting on shelves anymore, and you've got a cartridge that's become more of a nostalgic oddball than a practical hunting choice. Sure, it'll do the job especially in thick woods or brush, but for the average hunter, there are simply better, more flexible calibers available today. Number 2. .300 Remington Ultra Magnum, RUM. The .300 Remington Ultra Magnum, RUM, is one of those cartridges that sounds impressive, and it is, on paper. It's one of the fastest .30 caliber rounds available, capable of pushing a 180-grain bullet at blistering speeds over 3,200 feet per second. That kind of velocity translates to flat trajectories and massive energy at long distances. But here's the catch: the .300 RUM is a classic case of too much gun for most hunters. For starters, the recoil is downright brutal. It's not just uncomfortable, it can be hard to shoot accurately unless you're extremely experienced or shooting from a bench. Then there's the cost and availability of ammo. It's expensive, hard to find, and burns through barrels at an alarming rate. Unless you're a dedicated long-range shooter who handloads, it's just not practical. Most game in North America, whitetails, elk, even moose, can be taken cleanly with far more manageable calibers like the .308 or .36. The .300 RUM shines in very specific, long-range, open country hunts, but for everyday use, it's overkill. You don't need a rocket launcher to kill a deer. And unless you enjoy punishment, there are better options out there. Number 1. .223 Remington. The .223 Remington is one of the most popular rifle cartridges in the U.S., thanks to its use in AR-15 platforms and its affordability. It's lightweight, low recoil, and incredibly fun to shoot, which makes it great for plinking, varmint control, and target practice. But when it comes to big game hunting, especially for deer or anything larger, the .223 starts to show its limits. Yes, it can be used for deer in some states where it's legal, and with the right bullet placement, it will do the job. But that doesn't mean it's the best choice. The .223 was designed as a military round, lightweight, high velocity, and effective within a certain range, not as a reliable hunting cartridge for ethically taking down bigger game. Its small bullet size means limited energy and penetration, especially if the shot isn't perfect. For coyotes, foxes, and other small predators, the .223 is excellent. But for hunting animals that deserve a quick, clean kill, stepping up to a more capable caliber like the .243, 270, or .308 is just a smarter, more ethical move.